Today, I'm reviewing the NiceHCK B80 earbuds. Earbuds. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Check out the, oh baby, the waifu there. So these earbuds are coming in at roughly around $30, 30 US dollars. You can find them on sale for lower than that at times. That is a box with a waifu. I just want to point out that you get a little, I don't know what to call it, one of those inside, along with a zipper carrying case. There are some foam covers and donut foam covers included in there as well. But for my preference, I like to wear these naked.
Oh my God.
Let's have a look at them. That's what they look like. So they are just a flat type earbuds. There's not a whole lot you can do in terms of design. Well, there kind of is, I guess. But these are just your fairly generic shape and style. But you know what? I really like this design in terms of, you know, just the physical build and dimensions. These are super comfortable. I think they look quite sleek. Don't know if it will show up on the camera, but these aren't just plain gray. They do have a slight glittery, sparkly effect in them. It's very subtle, but it's there. Now inside of here, we've got a 14.8mm PU topology bio diaphragm or driver. So single dynamic driver, 14.8mm is reasonably large. It's not especially large for this type of earbud, but it's pretty big. And the cable, I don't know if every version has a mic, but mine has a mic, an inline mic and remote, like a 3-button remote. But this cable is actually really nice. It is arguably better than the one that comes with some of those expensive Zigat IEMs. It's a similar style, but it just feels a little bit thicker and more robust. It's got this nice chin slider, brass-colored chin slider, and Y-splitter matching, all matching. So in terms of the build and design, I couldn't be happier with the NiceHCK B80. And with that aside, let's talk about how they sound. And I'm just going to unwind the cable here so I can put the actual earbuds front and center on the board here, just like that. All right, so when it comes to sound, the B80 has a very warm, very rich, saturated sound signature. It does have quite a lot of bass. In fact, I think this is the bassiest earbud that I've ever tested in terms of sub-bass and sub-bass reach. These perform really, really well. They actually rumble, whereas most of this type of earbud has a severe sub-bass fall-off or roll-off. These really do have a lot of low-end reach. The mid-bass is also emphasized, so there's heaps of punch. There is plenty of impact there, loads of warmth, and warmth is a recurring theme with the B80 here. When it comes to the mid-range, obviously there's quite significant bass bleed into the mid-range, so the mid-range notes become thicker, very rich, very warm and sultry, very smooth, and they have a somewhat dark tonality, which for some people is a bad thing, but not necessarily always, in my opinion, because what these do very well is the overall resolution. So although it does have a warmer, darker sound signature in the mid-range, the instrument separation is quite good. So it's a good quality driver in there. It's just a rather colored sound. Now when we get to the treble is very laid back, as you might expect from this type of earbud. They tend to be warmer, just like TWS earbuds. So there's definitely no sparkle in the treble. It's a very non-fatiguing treble, so there's no sibilance, there's no sharpness whatsoever. Very, very smooth. It's not particularly airy, but that's somewhat offset by these being open earbuds, which means they sort of do let in ambient sound. So the soundstage does still seem quite expansive despite that dark tone. Now you might be wondering, with such a laid back treble, how's the detail retrieval? Not good in the least. There's definitely no micro detail retrievals being exposed by these earbuds, but you know, that's probably not what people are looking for in an earbud like this, but I don't know, maybe they are. But if you are one of those people, if you are looking for something that's sort of neutral, analytical, transparent and detailed, do not press the buy button on these. However, if you want something that is really relaxed, just easygoing, nice and warm, definitely non-fatiguing, but something that's got heaps of groove, heaps of rhythm and lots of bass, then you might want to take a look at these. I'll do a quick comparison with this. This is the Flathead Audio FH01, roughly about the same price. It's got a slightly longer stem on it, although the overall design is fairly similar. I think the diameter of that front surface is pretty similar. It might be slightly larger on the B80 here, but when it comes to sound differences, the FH01 here, it is, let's say, it's a lot closer to neutral. It's much more uncolored. It has less bass, but much better definition in the bass. So bass notes are nice and crisp and tight, whereas on the B80, they're very thick. They have a lot of impact. It's sort of like punching a down pillow. It's sort of thump, thump. Whereas the FH01 is more of a bap, bap. If that makes any sense. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But so B80, warm, relaxing, super laid back. The FH01, much closer to neutral, but still warm enough to sound natural and musical. And which one you prefer will obviously depend on your personal preference. Now, I didn't test the microphone because I can't use this plug with my PC. This would work in my laptop, which unfortunately is in my work office, so I can't test the mic today. But I can pretty confidently say that this mic will sound, at least decent and much better than most wireless or Bluetooth earbuds. Anyway, that is the NiceHCK B80. It's decent. I love this build though. It's just so nice and comfortable. But yeah, warm, thick. If you like that, like a bit of extra bass in your music, then check them out. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Pa Family Audiophile style. And if you're new or if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do it now. And until next time, I'll see you later.